Why? Why? Why do you hate me? Oh. Oh no. I'm not crying. I've got soot in my eyes. No! Yes, yes, yes! 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 Come on! No! No! Come on! No, 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 no! Ah! Oh, God damn it! Wait, we can do it! We can do it! We can do it! Oh! Oh! Why? Why? Why do you hate me? Oh. Oh.
It's the anti-checker.
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
What is going on, YouTube? Michael J. Crawford, the Anti-Checker, here on the last live stream in which I am not a cyborg. So, well, unless I manage to do one but tomorrow morning before the surgery. But I'm not planning on doing one before the surgery, but we'll see. And Midnight's Edge, thank you so much, my friend. So I got 3 super chats to catch up on. I haven't even got past the credits. So Thomas puts $1.99 in. Thank you. Says, ban Mr. Miles. Thomas, I love you, man, but that's not going to happen because, I mean, Mr. Miles put together that incredible video that I put out yesterday with the Kirk versus the Discovery. So I can't ban him for that alone. And wants to see number 22. I'll get to that in just a minute. Yosef also puts in a couple of euros, says, driving and listening, Jaffa Knee. Good luck. Thank you, my friend. And wants number 23. I will play that right after 22. And then finally, Midnight's Edge After Dark says, Goonie Goo Goo. Your wife's a Bigfoot, ain't she? Yes, I do know that. So yes, very... And thank you, Midnight's Edge. And of course, if you want a super chat, you can, of course, get one. So, and by the way, and I know, and I see that Mr. Miles was asking about it. You really need to check out the video that it's called James T. Kirk versus Discovery. It is really, really good. I put it out yesterday. Yes, it's like 9 minutes long, but it is worth it. I promise you, you will enjoy it. So now, let me get those super chats I owe out of the way here so we can get moving. And then I'm going to give you a guided tour of our restaurant that Alexander runs in Space Engineers. Now, why do I still hear that stupid other one? All right, let me see. What's going on? Oh, because it's still playing. So, sorry about that. That was a weird one. But I'm sure we'll play number 23 again shortly. So let me get to the chat, and then, like I said, I want to give a guided tour of the restaurant. Thomas says hi. Life with Matthew was a quick second. Says hey, Andy Trigger. Schromer says greetings, Andy Trigger and fellow nerds. Mr. Miles says first. 47 Yorktown says hello. Mr. Miles says Thomas and Matthew are lies. But so what you're saying, Mr. Miles, is that Schromer was first and you were second. Jason says alpaca. Mr. Miles says unsubbing. Cree, wrench me. Yeah, you say you unsub all the time. Cree, you're obsessed with. Wrench me, you have your wrench. And not sure why you said that. Says the rise of Herman Schmeckelbeck. Well, I certainly hope not. Mr. Miles, thank you for the $1.99. Asked me to ban Mr. Miles, but you know I can't do that. Jacob says hello there. Schromer says, Thomas Foss, you have a hidden camera in Anti-Checker's office. Wow, that's kind of creepy. Bird says Kapla. I said the sound when you heard we got it, all that stuff during the opening credits, that was actually recordings from the operating room where they're going to replace my knee. And there's Yosef's €2 saying driving and listening Jaffa knee. Thank you so much, Yosef. And let's see. Yes, the sound of BIRDOPREY suffering, says Jason. Mr. Miles says first, see proof. That's not really proof. Tom says, as head of the Kurdistani military, I have cameras everywhere, just in case. Well, not everywhere, Thomas. But close. Cinnabon is in the house, says, hi, how you doing, Cinnabon? I know you hit me on Skype. I didn't read it yet, but I assume that was about that little situation that you needed me to take care of. Obviously, it came up today when we thought it was going to be on Friday, but I think it should be all good. BIRDOPREY says, besiege. Don't know what you're talking about, Bird. That's not besiege. That's just you on a normal day. There is Midnight's Edge. Thank you again, my friend. And for Goonie Goo, which for those of you that don't know, you can look up Eddie Murphy. I can't remember if it's on Raw or Delirious, but Goonie Goo is apparently the sound that Bigfoots make. And of course, Eddie Murphy, one of those actors that really should be banned from Hollywood right now based on the current standards, because he used to make fun of people that, oh my gosh, if you make fun of those people, you must be a horrible person and you should be banned for life. But of course, Eddie Murphy's not going to get banned because he's Eddie Murphy. We'll just ban freaking everybody else that tells an off-color joke. Bird says, is audio low for anyone else? I don't know. Biomike is telling Midnight's Edge, Mr. Mouse did a really good job editing. He absolutely did. And in fact, I will show and because Midnight's Edge, I hope you're still here. This is really mind-blowing to me, is that in the video, it's basically a mashup of clips from Discovery and the original series. And I'm not going to bore you with the details because when you watch it, you will enjoy the crap out of it. But there is one particular shot. You won't notice it watching it, but when you realize what Miles did to the shot, it is absolutely mind-blowing. So I'm going to show you that one shot completely out of context, so you won't know what's going on in the story. But it's side by side, the original and the modified version that Mr. Miles did. And here we go. Kirk walking under the bridge, and notice Lieutenant Uhura. In the original shot, this is from the Corbomite maneuver, she's wearing a gold uniform, and Mr. Miles actually recolorized the shot so that she is wearing a red uniform as her normal colors. So, holy crap, way to go, Miles. That looks incredible. And then, by the way, during my stream yesterday, Darren challenged Mr. Miles, well, what about putting her in blue? And so he actually did, while I was doing the live stream, changed it to blue as well. So very, very good stuff. All right, so let's see. Emperor Palpatine has no longer built the Empire because he's a man and men are stupid to do such things. According to Marvel Comics, it was a woman. Yes, so someone mentioned that yesterday. Midnight's Edge. I hope we're going to talk about that tomorrow, tonight. Sorry, tonight. Because, oh man, I'm going to absolutely go ballistic about that one. And Stromer says, we pause on an auspicious day and contemplate the yellow cake uranium orphans of Kuroga, cruelly killed in Turtistani bombing of the orphanage, ending their short, miserable lives. Well, how is that a horrible thing when it ended their suffering, right? And T throws $5 into the chat. Thank you so much, T, and says prayers. Thank you. I truly, truly appreciate it, my friend. Says number 23, spin, Spock, spin. Yes, everybody does love spinning Spock. And since I screwed up the audio on the first time around, let's try that again. There we go. And Midnight's Edge says he'll check it out today. Very good. And let's see. Mr. Miles saying he's trying to get opinions. Yeah, Mr. Miles really wants good criticism of his work. And I will say, I've told him a couple of things that I thought were great. A couple of things that weren't perfect, but I could see why, there are certain corners you get into that you can't get perfectly out of, but I think he did pretty good with it. I don't think he did anything poorly in the video at all. So let's see. Now, if only Doomcock would show up. Well, you know what, Mr. Riley? You can go over to Doomcock's channel and ask him. Robert says, will you ever use a punching bag again when dealing with Season 3 of Kurtzman Discovery? Well, yeah, the punching bag is right there waiting for Season 3. And Nerdrotic, yes, you spread the word. We got to get it out to everybody. Let's see. If there's time, we should talk about some on the show tonight. Wednesday is the night Anti-Tricker joins us. That's true. Let's see. Give me Quantum of Force or Woman. Well, Quantum of the Force, let me tell you, I got to bring up my list now. You see, being mean to me when I'm trying to... You guys, you're supposed to actually, just give me the number. However, let me see, what can we do? I gotta, all right, we'll do the woman because that's the first one I saw.
I'm a better female character than you.
You would be if you didn't spend all your time with that temper tantrum meme guy.
At least I'm not the one on a show with a questionable acronym.
Take it back.
No!
Yes. Oops. Sorry to bother you.
There you go. Ah, yes. The state of current science fiction. Aberjam says, hey there, Anti-Tricker. What's going on in Turd Town? Well, getting ready for the surgery tomorrow. So, yes. And let's see. Did you catch that? He called you Mr. Miles, saying Mr. Miles wants to ban Miles. Did that? You see, I hate that. I don't know why I get you guys confused all the time. I don't know. And Thomas is saying I'm going to get what I deserve. You're making me nervous. Any questions, says Gene. Not sure why. Midnight's Edge says Delirious. Delirious, is that the one where Eddie Murphy says it? Okay. I can never remember if it was Delirious or Raw. T said it was on his first album, just Eddie Murphy. Well, yeah, but if you watch the Eddie Murphy concert movies, Delirious was the concert movie that I was thinking of. He did two concert movies, Delirious and Raw. Both very funny. Both would get anybody banned today. By year's end, I I predict that I will be successful in spreading the word of our evil character that is Herman Schmeckelbeck. Well, keep going, my friend. Good luck. Darren is here, says, Eddie Murphy has apologized for Ron Delirious. Of course he has. But you know what? So what? Aren't we in the day now where we don't forgive people? We just kick them out of the universe because they dared to make fun of our precious fill-in group name here. So yeah. Yes, it was also on that too, which is basically the audio version of Delirious. I did not know that. I never had any of the Eddie Murphy records. But I did see Delirious and Raw. Midnight said yes, I was on. I already read that. Gene Star. Oh, before surgery? Any questions before surgery? Well, I don't really have any specific questions other than I don't know what time I have to show up yet. So after this live stream, I need to call my doctor and say, yeah, when am I supposed to show up for my surgery tomorrow? Schormer says, Thomas sells Karogan intelligence camera footage in return for food cruelly denied in Turkestan. Yes, those cameras are everywhere, and I'm still scared by what I saw. Well, yeah, I can see why you would be scared if you have cameras everywhere. Mr. Miles says, Eddie Murphy was black, though. It's like Rotten Tomatoes thing with Dave Chappelle's stand-up. They don't know what to do. Well, except that they didn't have a problem saying Kevin Hart can't host the Academy Awards because he used to make fun of Precious Phil in the group here. So why not Eddie Murphy? Midnight Edge says, wow, that is good. I see you're talking about the recolorizing of Uhura. And I see Thomas is pointing a gun at me because I keep confusing him with Mr. Miles. Sorry about that, Thomas. Jason says, hashtag feed Mr. Miles. Hey, I gave him some money. He's got enough for this month. Let's see. And possibly talk about it on toxic femininity and high council. Okay. I'm not sure. Are you talking about the whole female emperor thing? I don't know any details of it, so I want to, yeah, but that's just horrible. Dan says, yeah, I saw an article saying the brains behind the Empire was a female. Yes, of course, because they can't have anything in the Star Wars universe be male-based. So apparently the feminization of Star Wars will now be complete by, we've already demasculated Luke and Han, and we're about to demasculate Lando, of course, and we have successfully neutered Finn and Poe, and of course planted the seeds that they may be gay anyway, so that would make them okay. And now we have to make sure that the only strong male characters left are Vader and the Emperor. So if the real brains behind them was a woman, that kind of helps, right? I guess. Yeah. T says, give any trigger the likes. Thank you, my friend. Average M says, your cow mug has udders. I slit my coffee when I slit my, I see you spit. Yes, I love this mug. Mrs. Anti-Checker found this for me. I absolutely love this mug. See, not Ryan John says, you're an unsung hero. Your editing is outstanding. Absolutely. That is 100% true. Mr. Miles says, thank you, not Ryan Johnson. As someone who isn't Ryan Johnson, that means a lot. Dan says, I've seen a new picture of the Knights of Ren, not mentioned much in this new Star Wars sequel trailer. Yeah, that's the stupid thing. It's like the Knights of Ren were brought up in the first movie, and we were like, ooh, that's cool. And then it's like, screw it. We don't need them. And now apparently they're back. Whatever. Cinnabon says, no problem. Was just saying thanks on Skype. All right, cool. I'm glad we're squared away there, Cinnabon. Dan says, the Rise of Skywalker screenwriter says, we will discover two things. One, who Rey's parents are, and two, how strong the Force is. I don't really know that I want to know the answer to either one of those. Says, thoughts and prayers for your surgery. Thank you, my friend. Midnight's Edge says, yes. Okay. Is it true that in New York you can be fined $200,000? I assume that's fined $200,000 for calling someone an illegal immigrant. I have no idea. I've never heard that, but BIRDOPREY would know because he lives there. Because BIRDOPREY is Batwoman crazy and lives in New York. Hello there, Trigger. Do you have a choice what type of knockout gas you what then to use? Or I assume you want them to use. No. The anesthesiologist did explain how the procedure works for this type of surgery. They don't actually knock you out with anesthesia gas. That's what's referred to as general anesthesia. However, what they do with this particular type of surgery is they use a gas that's a sedative, not an anesthetic, and so it puts you to sleep. However, then they inject you with a anesthetic that basically knocks out everything from the waist down, and then proceed with the surgery. If there's a problem, they can quickly put anesthesia gas on if the injected anesthesia is not enough. And so, but that's kind of the backup. They try not to use that if they don't have to, because the risks are always higher with the gas than with injection. Let's see. Yeah, there's an article about 2 alien children might be gay from the Star Wars Resistance Kids cartoon. Of course, why the hell not? We just need to make sure that that's in everything, right? We can't have a story that doesn't involve at least one character who is LGBTQRSXY73H2 hike. I saw someone walking down the street in a cow print shirt. Well, it was not me. I do not own a cow print shirt. You'll need to use the Force to get me to see Skywalker. I don't blame you, my friend. I don't blame you. I'm hoping that it gets better. It's mostly business owners, employers, and landlords, but yes, it is now the law until it gets overturned. Wow, that's just stupid. And yes, I did see that, and quite frankly, Mr. Miles, it's not that important because it's not like those videos are like top secret or anything, but also nobody's looking for it because nobody knows that particular channel, so it's no big deal. But if somebody wants to see it and laugh at the fact that, hey, that's Anti-Trekker from 12 years ago, they certainly can. And what he's talking about is that last night on my live stream, I showed a couple of videos from my original YouTube channel that I had from 2007. Some really cheesy and bad videos, but I was learning how to do some basic visual effects stuff, and there's a few experimental videos there. Some are decent, some are really bad. Let's see. Anti-Trekker, just like what they give a woman when she's having a baby. Similar, yes. Except that they don't knock the woman out. So what they do with this is, imagine this, a similar procedure is what they do for a woman having a baby, but then also give them some gas to put them to sleep so that they don't have to experience the fun of giving birth. No, we will find out the Emperor and Vader are lovers. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Lee Crystal says, another no notification. The YouTube gods are angry. Yeah, they've been angry at me for a while, apparently. So, yeah, that's just my lot in life. YouTube hates me. I don't know why. Let's see. I hope I never have to have back surgery. Well, me too. This is knee surgery, but unfortunately, if my back doesn't get better after the knee surgery, I may have to do back surgery in the future, and I really don't want to do that. Thomas says they were extremely cheesy. Oh, the videos? Yes. I think, although I kind of like the one that's called Faith, but the visuals are not that great, but I kind of like the style of it, what I was trying to do. I just didn't have the skills yet. Midnight says, okay, watch it, Mr. Miles. Pretty cool. There are a few edits I would have covered with shots of other stuff, but it works. Yeah, I agree. I think that there's a couple of shots where he could have made it a little smoother transition, but overall, I think it works really well. Enter, I think I got auto-corrected. There are 2 aliens in Star Wars Resistance cartoon that might be a gay, according to articles. No, I got what you were saying, Dan, and I'm not shocked, but I'm disappointed. Will Andy the dog be getting your old knee as a treat? Good question. don't know if, you know, I wasn't planning on giving Auntie my knee so that she could taste human flesh. That was not part of the game plan. Although I do miss Auntie. However, we went by where she's staying right now, and the people at the veterinary clinic where she's currently boarding are just loving her to death. So she is happy. So that's a good thing. Let's see. Mr. Miles, how much did the anti-tricker pay you to survive and buy food and beverages? Enough. He makes plenty. Yeah. I was given gas and air for my recent colonoscopy recently, so... What? I couldn't... What? So now Thomas is messing around with the audio in the game, I see. All right, so... Oh, I see. I got autocorrect. I didn't mean to say there were children. They're just two adult aliens. Gotcha. Because it's a children's show, but they're adult aliens. How long is it real before Yoda is actually a woman? Oh, man, I tell you. You're right. Jay says, hashtag free Auntie. Don't worry, Auntie is perfectly fine. She is very, very happy, but I do miss her. I understand why she can't be here right now, but I do miss her, and I hope that she's having a awesome time, and from what I understand, she is. Speaking of Auntie, the world needs more of her beagle cuteness. Absolutely. All right, so now let me show you guys what Thomas has been busy working on. So let me go to the game screen here. All right, so obviously this is Space Engineers, and I have the interface turned off for right now just so you can see it better. That asteroid obviously has a building on top. And if you were to actually turn the interface on, you would see that there are signals there, and the name of the building is Aunt May's Naked Chicken. Because Aunt May's Naked Chicken is the name of Alexander's restaurant. Now, the reason that the entire area is encapsulated in this big bubble is that the entire restaurant is inside what a safe zone, and what that means is that basically inside that bubble you will not be able to attack any other player. You can't grind down objects, you can't build anything. It is a zone in which you are prevented from being able to harm anybody else. So as we get closer to the restaurant, we can like do a little orbit around it. Now you can see over there is, I believe that would be Karoga. And then if we go the opposite direction, there would be Turtistan, roughly the same distance. All right, and there's the moon. We're closer to the moon than we are to Karoga and Turtistan, but that's all right. All right, so then we come in here, and you can see there's 4 current docking rings. We may add more if it becomes necessary, but each one will work. You can land, you park your ship here, and you can come on over here. Now, on the outside, we'll turn off the jetpack, so we're just walking around here. On the outside, there's a lovely balcony. You can, you know, kind of get the full majesty of the universe here. You can look at the moon, Karoga, Turtistan. Then you can go inside. We need to make these doors automatic. And don't mind that, that's just the anti-server. If you can, behind me, the computer behind me, that's the player that represents the actual server. So here we are in the restaurant itself. We have plenty of greenery and everything. We have a little lounge here where people can sit down, and for some reason, Thomas set it up so that we can watch Star Trek Discovery. Thomas, why? No, seriously, Thomas, why? Why did you put Star Trek Discovery in here? I'm genuinely at a loss. All right, so we come over here, and we have an ATM, which I've yet to use. If you go upstairs, we see a Federation map here, little meeting area. So very, very nice. All right, and now we'll look at the artwork in just a minute. This is the official negotiation table. So, oh, Alexander likes STD. Is that why it's there? Okay, I didn't know that, Thomas. So thank you. All right, so this is the official negotiation table. You can see right over there is Karoga's seating, the anti-server seating. So the admins represent there, the alpacas, and Turdistan. And it looks like for some reason there's someone sitting in my seat. But that's okay. I'm sure that's Thomas. All right, and so now then we can go over here. This is the general dining area. And of course the kitchen. Then we have the downstairs. So downstairs, we have a couple of things. So right here, we have our restrooms, and of course, we want to make sure we have plenty of toilets for people to be able to use, because they are going to be eating Neelix's cooking, so toilets are an absolute necessity. And then we go down into the lower level, and we have our movie theater, where they are constantly playing Star Trek V and Threshold every 4 hours. Why? Because, again, that's what Alexander loves. Yeah. So, and then around the corner here is a bank of cryotubes. These are for public use. Anybody can come and park here, use the stasis tube, and yes, there is a medical bay here as well. And there's Thomas. Hey, Thomas. Why are you pointing your gun at me? All right, let's go back upstairs. And let's see. All right, so, and then let me take a quick look at the chat. Anything major here? A glass structure or see-through or see-through metal structure? Well, it's the dome here is bulletproof glass, but most of the structure is metal. Maybe the Discovery Science for Target Plus. Well, no, apparently it's because Alexander loves Discovery. That's all. Is this personal, or did your wife do natural... is this too personal? Did your wife do natural or painkillers when she brought your children in the world? Actually, she had nothing. And it wasn't by choice. We weren't like, being, organic liberals like, ooh, we don't want to take drugs. No, it's just that Ms. Zanchecker delivered the kids so fast that they didn't have time. So she did it natural, but not out of choice. And let's see, Mr. Miles saying Midnight's Edge. I'm working on a video like that. Keep in mind. Okay. I'll let that. I don't know what's going on there. Admiral Saval's here, says, yo, how you doing, Admiral? Mr. Miles says, issue in TOS episodes, their lighting changes a lot from episode to episode. So does the colors. Everything. See, they're far more washed out. Yeah, that's a problem with 60s television production in general. And let's see, Rosetta Allen. I don't know that I've seen you before, Rosetta. So if you are new, welcome. Says, hey, Checker. And you find people in the chat. Hope everyone is doing good today. Thank you. I am anxiously anticipating tomorrow's surgery. Other than that, I am doing just fine. Let's see. Thomas says, you are red, and he's trigger happy. I am not red. I'm green. See, if I look, I'm green. Know what you're talking about. Never trust Thomas with weapons or anything else. All right, so now let's look at the artwork in here. This is so this was all stuff that requested by Alexander. So number one, you can see there is a lovely portrait of Leslie Neal, who Alexander seems to love for some reason. Alexander does love to say, feel the burn, so we got to put that up there. Now, of course, this is the kitchen here, and all the cooking is done by Neelix, so there's Neelix, picture of him in that kitchen, working on his famous, disgusting soup. Tom says, oh, your signal's red. Well, that's just because you're in the admin team right now. You need to switch over to Turdistan, assuming if you're done with the construction. Over here, the restaurant owner, Jar Jar Binks, overseeing everything. Yeah, because he's Jar Jar. And then let's go. And there is the picture of Alexander and his Muslim Asian wife born in the USSR that he's currently working on getting immigrated to Canada. And that is, in fact, Alexander behind her. And Alexander actually sent me the picture, so I had his permission to use it. And yes, if you've ever seen Alexander on his live streams, yes, that is him. Yes, that is what he looks like. And then finally, we have 7 of 9 and Naked Aunt May. Well, as naked as I could get away with and still be on YouTube. So that is the general layout of the restaurant, everybody. I hope you like it. So let's see. So that's pretty much all there is to the restaurant right now, but hopefully Alexander will get to see that sometime soon, and I hope that he appreciates all the whole hard work Thomas put in there. The restaurant is pure neutral ground in the game, so anybody can go there and hang out and do whatever. They just can't hurt other people in there, and that's what the safe zone is for. Let's see. Demo Gorgonzola says, "Hey everybody, first thing I saw on the stream, JJ Binks." Midnight's Edge says, "Coverage is an editor's best friend, something I've always believed in to be true." You know, you should actually talk to Miles, Midnight's Edge, because Mr. Miles is really got a lot of talent for editing, and you could give him a few pointers that I think he could take a long, long way. Is a glass railgun fire resistant? Good question. Don't know. And let's see. And okay, tour started. Good. Yes, we did the whole tour there. Shermer wants to know, is alpaca on the menu, the faction as well as the animal? As far as I know, I haven't seen the actual menu, but as far as I know, yes, you can get alpaca. What, Thomas? What are you doing? Why? What? No. Jerk. Why are you trying to trap me, Thomas? Ha! All right. Of course, you guys couldn't see that, but yeah, Thomas was trying to trap me in a box. All right. And then, so alpaca, I believe, is on the menu, but only for Kurogans, because Kurogans love to eat alpaca. Cinnamon says, "You're lucky there's a safe zone there. The alpacas feel threatened by having turds live so close to our moon." Having turds so close to our moon. Well, I don't know why, Cinnamon. I mean, the turds have been very kind to the alpacas. It's the Kurogans that eat alpacas, not turdistanis. We've never enjoyed alpaca meat. Even if it's cutting the same shot on the screen, I'm just talking to Mr. Miles. If you think it's finished, I'll switch. Yeah, I would say it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. So, I would say go ahead and switch so that we can get to the business of destroying Kuroga. Tom says, maybe you can put the title card of Trek 5 on the screen on the movie theater. I was actually thinking about doing that, yes. Really look forward to getting that jerky. Yeah, I tell you, that jerky is great. You will enjoy it. I promise you there. Safe Engineers, Safe Space. Yes. Space Engineers, Safe Space. Yes. Let's see. Midnight's Edge, have you chosen aside for the war yet? Kuroga or the evil Turdistan? And Midnight's Edge is weighing his options. Well, that's not good. You should clearly be choosing Turdistan. And son of a bitch, I thought you couldn't grind. Actually, normally I can't. The only reason I could just now is because I had to use my admin powers to even get to the restaurant and add the pictures. So I hadn't turned them off yet because I'm not playing in the game for real right now. Is that an RIP Grumpy Cat shirt? No, it is not. It is a Grumpy Cat shirt, but it's not an RIP Grumpy Cat shirt. It's simply a shirt that says I hate Mondays. And Jason says hashtag Alpaca Nation, because why not? And let's see. What's that? All right. Let's see. Mr. Miles, I'm learning something on my editor. It looked crappy. The quality dropped so obvious, but my phone locked out. It looked just fine. Talking about, I assume, still talking to Midnight's Edge. Track Viewer says at the end of Discovery Season 3, Burnham mates with Control and then travels back in time and to the Delta Quadrant where she becomes the first Borg Queen. You know, that's so utterly stupid, Trek Reviewer. I could see them doing it. Rosetta says, have you actually seen alpacas in real life, Anti-Trigger? I have, but, like, I think they had them at the Oregon Zoo, but I'm not 100% sure. And I know there was an alpaca farm in California that I've been to, but that was when I was a kid, so, but, you know, do I hang around alpacas on a regular basis? No. Have I seen one in the last decade? No. Aberjam says, it seems quite a bit of the restaurant was designed to troll you. Yes. And let's see. You are absolutely right, Aberjam. Midnight's Edge is talking to Mr. Miles still. Josh says to Aberjam, hail Doomcock? For some reason. And let's see. Cinnabon says, can you turn on grinding in the alpaca zone so we can get rid of a few things, please? Well, my understanding, Cinnabon, and I would need to consult with Bird on that, because my understanding is that the small safe zone for each faction has the exact same stuff in it. And it is not meant to be a safe zone to build a base in. It's simply meant to be a safe zone to spawn in case you get completely wiped out. But so I would have to consult with Bird as to if there's something you want to get rid of, because even though you might be able to grind something down, doesn't mean you'll be able to build anything unless Bird turned on building, but I don't think he did. But, well, I haven't tried because we're not building in our safe zone. Midnight's Edge, okay, talking to Mr. Miles. Can you make TNT or other explosives in the game? You absolutely can. In fact, Thomas loves making explosives. It's actually in the game, it's called Warheads. You can make explosive warheads. Dr. Alex is here. It says, hey, Trigger, hope you are doing okay and all goes well. Thank you. Oh, and thank you for reminding me, Dr. Alex. So this is important. Everybody, please listen to me for the next minute or two here. I implore you. As pretty much I assume all of you at this point know, tomorrow I'm going in for surgery. I understand and I truly appreciate that many of you have been sending me messages, well wishes, etc. And I love it, and I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. However, that being said, I know I'm going to get flooded with messages and stuff tomorrow. I'm not going to be answering them. All right, because I am going to get my knee cut open and partially replaced. I'm probably not going to be in the mood to send out 750 messages about how, yeah, I'm fine, shut up. Okay, so, however, if there is anything noteworthy going on, then the person who will be the point of contact is BIRDOPREY 5, Joe. He already knows this. We talked about it before I did this live stream because, you know, I didn't want to spring this on him out of the blue. I also talked to Mrs. Anti-Trekker about this. So, Mrs. Anti-Trekker will be in contact with BIRDOPREY 5. Mrs. Anti-Trekker will have BIRDOPREY 5's phone number. BIRDOPREY 5 will have Mrs. Anti-Trekker's phone number. If, you know, regardless of whatever it is, if I suddenly gain superpowers while on the operating table and become a masked superhero, or if I die on the operating table, Mrs. Anti-Trekker will let BIRDOPREY know. BIRDOPREY will let the rest of you guys know. Now, please don't think that it's a slight against any of you or our friendship or anything if I don't answer you in the next couple of days, because I am going to be obviously in a lot of pain. I'm going to be focused on one thing and one thing only, and that is getting my knee back up to spec as quickly as possible so that I can get back to work and hopefully resume something of a normal life. And I can't, I'm going to probably not, my phone is going to be either off or just, I'm just going to say, screw it and turn off the notification so I'm not listening to it going off every 10 seconds with people asking if I'm okay and stuff like that. I know some of you will still send me messages, people that don't see this live stream, and some of you that just say, oh, I just got to know. But don't expect an answer from me anytime soon because it's just not going to be possible. So please, 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 if you're concerned, keep your eye, and if you're not already, so you should subscribe to BIRDOPREY's channel. If something really serious is going on, Bird will put out a video about it. All right. But other than that, I'll probably just have him post on antitrekker.com. And in fact, Bird, you should, if you don't mind, if you got a couple of minutes, you could build a little section on antitrekker.com, just say surgery status. And then, like, when I go into surgery, you can post that. Mrs. Antitrekker will text you. When I'm out of surgery, you can post that. When I'm awake and, and complaining, you can post that. So that way you don't have to do a video for everything. But if you just have a little update thing that you can put, people can follow that thread if they're interested. If nobody follows the thread, then you don't have to. And I know that you guys don't really care about me, a bunch of jerks. But assuming that people are curious, we'll put that on antitrekker.com, assuming Bird is okay with doing that extra work, which I'm not, since I didn't talk to him about that ahead of time, I'm not going to obligate him to do so. It is completely up to you, Joe, if you're up to that. Anyway, back to the chat. Let's see. Did you like that poster of the cat hanging from a tree that says hang in there? Actually, back when it first came out, I thought it was cute. Now, not so much, but that's just because it's old. I met a guy in the Navy named Alpaca. Poor guy. He made the most of it, though. That would be hilarious. Rosetta says, I have a lot. There's an alpaca farm near my parents' house out in the mountains. That's why I was curious. Oh, okay. Very cool. Yeah, and in fact, when I was a kid, not alpacas, but one of our neighbors had llamas, but we never had anything like. We had a horse, we had sheep, we had ducks, we had chickens. We never had an alpaca. Let's see. Jason says, "Hail, all hail Kuroga, hail the dear leader, bird of prey, death to the evil Turtestan Empire." Wow, what a jerk. Cinnamon says, people built stuff in there. Ah, so you're trying to get rid of the stuff that was built. Gotcha. And so Bird, what do you think? We could allow grinding in there, but then the problem is that if we allow grinding and somebody else grinds away your, one of your team faction says, "Ooh, I need a couple of medical comps," and grinds away your survival kit, then you guys have no fallback position. So, because if we enable grinding, it's enabled. And because me and Bird are not going to be micromanaging the game, the idea is that, we set things up and you guys do what you want with it. But we can absolutely do that. Let's see. Admiral Saval says, I will need a sign for, will I need a sign for the jerky? I don't believe so. It's just coming through I believe it's coming just through the regular postal service, so you shouldn't have to. Thomas says, you want some warheads? Okay. Yes, Thomas is the warhead master. And in fact, Thomas, I think we should experiment with building mass amounts of warheads for bombing runs over Kuroga. Let's see. Hector says, I hope it's not my rover I left parked inside. Uh-oh. And Admiral says, check your PM and Steam, please. I will, Admiral, but right now I'm doing the show. All right? I will. Dr. Alex says, hello, anti-reviewer, or Trek reviewer, because you're too busy to talk to me because you're a jerk. And let's see. Marlena is in the house, says, sending prayers. Thank you, Marlena. I truly appreciate it. I am very much looking forward to the surgery being over. Dr. Alex says, no individual thank yous unsubbing. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the way it's going to be. But you know what? I'll bet you, Dr. Alex, that Mrs. Antitrekker would be more than happy to tell you personally thank you, except that she doesn't have your phone number and never will. I wonder if Catherine Pulaski will show up in Picard? That's a good question. Is she even? I assume, is she still active as an actress? The actress that played Pulaski. I don't know. I'm offended you chose Bird over me. Yeah, probably the best choice. Well, you know, honestly, Darren, there's a couple of reasons I chose Bird to do this. Number one, and this is not to be mean, this is just stating facts as they are. Bird is not going to be busy running around doing errands and stuff while I'm in surgery, because obviously Bird doesn't go anywhere. And so I can rely on that. You know, I don't have to worry about him being home in order to post something if there's something urgent. Number two, Bird already has my contact information and everything. And so, you know, there's only, I'll be completely honest with you, there's only a couple of people out there in the whole internet that have my direct contact information outside of, you know, public stuff. So, and that way I can filter it out. You know, Bird can actually send me a direct text message if necessary, whereas almost nobody else can. Actually, I think Bird and Lore Reloaded are the only ones that can. But and since I already had that information, I don't have to, you know, further the exposure. And I've talked to friends about this before, because I know it's difficult when you put yourself out online and you kind of become a pseudo public figure. It's kind of a strange feeling to think of myself that way, but I have to, because, you know, I've got, you know, roughly 9,000 subscribers, and I don't know all of you personally. I know a lot of you, excuse me, to one level or another, but I don't know all of you, like, in detail. And in fact, most of you, I have no idea what you actually look like. But if, and I've made this mistake before, if you put your personal information out there, the whole doxing thing, there are, you know, depending on who gets a hold of that information, you know, as much as I love all of you guys, all it takes is one bad apple out there to take that information and do something horrible with it. And whether it be as simple as, you know, harassing you with phone calls or something like that, or, you know, as serious as something like swatting, you know, those kind of things you got to be careful of. And I'm not going to give any details, but I've been burned by that kind of thing in the past. So I'm very, very cautious and actually extremely reluctant to give out my information unless it is absolutely necessary. Let's see. And anyway, Dr. Alex says, Mrs. Antrekker is the conduit of information. Resubbing. Okay. You jerk. Rosetta says, I've been through surgeries before. Well wishes and good vibrations for you. Thank you. Yeah, this is going to be actually my 4th surgery, and not the most invasive surgery. I mean, the most invasive surgery I did was a hemocolectomy, which is basically removing one hemisphere of your colon. And that was a rough recovery, I will tell you. Andrew, we now have to give you a superhero name. Fun. Yes. Well, you could, based on the last couple of months, you could name me something like the $8,000 man. That'd be about right when all is said and done. Sci-Fi Sister, so estimated time to your next live stream, a week, 2 weeks, or a month? Neither. I am going, and I'm telling you this right now, unless I die on the operating table, or for some reason there's complications in the surgery to where I have to stay in the hospital beyond the first day, because the plan is actually that I don't have to stay the night at the hospital. That's what the doctor says. So assuming nothing seriously wrong happens, I will do a live stream on Friday night, and it will actually be a substantially longer than usual live stream. Bird is actually helping me do some prep work for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys will enjoy it, I promise. And I will no doubt be consuming large amounts of liquid painkillers during that live stream. So, and so that should give you a hint as to what that live stream will be about. It will be a lot of fun. And also, depending on how things go, if Midnight's Edge needs another wheel on Friday, I'd probably be more than happy to be on there and then do my extended live stream afterwards. But that's up to them. I don't know what their schedule's like or if they're fully booked. But I like to be available for them when I can be, because Midnight's Edge, awesome group of guys. I still haven't had the chance to meet Andre. I really want to meet Andre one of these days, but the guys that I've been meeting with have been a lot of fun to hang out with. But anyway, Sci-Fi. So my estimated time for my next live stream is, I'm going to try, depending on how I'm feeling, I might try to do a live stream tomorrow night after the surgery. Depending on how long I'm sitting around the hospital waiting, I may do a brief live stream from my hospital room while I'm waiting for the surgery. So tomorrow, who knows? But I will definitely be back up on live streams on Friday unless something goes wrong. Dan says, how do they advise you of any major complications that can happen? Well, just the normal stuff. The most common complication from surgery is infection. Talk about how to prevent infection, and they put you on a regimen of antibiotics after the surgery to help prevent infection and that kind of thing. That's the number one thing that can happen. Obviously, with any kind of surgical procedure, there is the risk of complication from the anesthesia, ranging from basically minor problems waking up to going into a semi-permanent coma to death, so now granted the odds of that are fairly low, but it does happen. So that's another complication they warn you about ahead of time. And obviously with the surgery itself, they're going in and messing around with the internal workings of your knee. It is possible, doesn't happen often, but it's possible that I could come out of the surgery with irreparable damage to my knee, or even loss of functionality of my knee. And so, there are potential problems with any kind of surgery, but the potential benefits outweigh those problems generally. Granted, I would just soon not have to die, but I do really want this pain to come to an end. All right, says, I understand, get well soon. Things will work out great, and we will miss you. I say this now so you can recover in peace and quiet. Thank you. Yeah, probably tomorrow. Odds I won't do a stream tomorrow, but I'm going to try to if I can. But it's really going to depend on how rough I'm feeling. Stromer says, you have the opportunity, BIRDOPREY, you have the opportunity to mess with the anti-trigger. She recovered from the operating, but is upset she had nothing to wear. Yeah, that would be hilarious. Actually, the sad thing is, like, it would be funny if Bird did something like that, and then, like I died on the operating table, and then he'd feel horrible. John says, I vote Captain Curmudgeon. Oh, for my superhero name? I don't know that that's... Am I Curmudgeon? Really? I know I get angry, but Curmudgeon? Dan says, I hope it's just one surgery and they don't have to call you back and say they need to do more. I hope so too, Dan. I will have to do more knee surgeries in the future. Most likely, the way the doctors describe, probably about 5 to 10 years, I'm going to have to do a full knee replacement. And normally, with my knee the way it is, they would just hold off on doing any kind of surgery until they could do the full knee replacement. But since I can't take arthritis medication, they can't manage the pain, basically, so they have to do the partial. Because there's no other way to relieve the pain. Average says, don't sweat about the correspondence tomorrow. We know your day will be disjointed. Being unable to move as much is a good time for a 24-hour live stream. The time Laura can come over and you can still kick. This time, Laura can come over and you can still kick his butt. That's why, Friday's not going to be a 24-hour live stream, but it will be a longer one. Dr. Ox says, do you think llamas and alpacas don't get along when they meet each other in the street? Is it like West Side Story? Can llamas click their fingers? Well, llamas don't have fingers, so no, they can't. But that would be really funny to see a gang of llamas and a gang of alpacas fighting. So, all right. And BIRDOPREY says, everyone follow the thread Captain's Log for the latest status updates. Ah, very good. I didn't even think about using the Captain's Log. I haven't used it in a while, but thank you. So yeah, put that in there. And so, yes, I see as of 11:45 a.m. on October 2nd, doesn't know what time tomorrow's surgery is yet. That is true. That is the current status. And as soon as I know, Bird, I will let you know. Rosetta says, it's nice to see you stream. I have seen you on others, but I'm always out when you stream. I stopped by briefly yesterday, made one comment, and the internet was lost. Timing sucks for you. Oh, that's all right, Rosetta. Well, good to see you, my friend. And I welcome to the channel as always. Everyone is welcome here. Let's see. Do you wish more medical procedures were done using laser technology? Oh, well, only the ones that can benefit from laser technology. Darren says, yes, I know Bird is the best choice. I was kidding around. I know you were, but I still felt the need to explain it because someone else might actually object and wondering why I didn't pick them. Mr. Miles says, I have your phone number too. That is true, Mr. Miles. And you know what? I will be honest with you, Miles. If it was not for the fact that the reason I didn't pick you over Bird, but you were like my number 3 choice. I was going to go Bird number 1, Lore number 2, you number 3. Lore, the reason I picked Bird over Lore is ridiculously busy with his kids, being a single dad, renovating the house, stuff like that. And he doesn't have time to post status updates for me. The reason I didn't pick you was because you don't generally talk on YouTube. And so, but Bird, a lot of the people that follow me follow Bird as well. And it just seemed like the natural choice. But I did forget you have my phone number as well, Mr. Miles. But yeah, so I think it's actually you, Lore, and Bird are the only ones that actually have my direct phone number. The actress who played Pulaski is still alive. Yes, but is she still active? That's what I was wondering. Mr. Miles says, Anti-Tracker still won't trust me access to the Anti-Tracker channel. I don't trust anyone with access to the Anti-Tracker channel with 2 exceptions in the whole wide world. And those 2 exceptions are Mrs. Anti-Tracker and Joshua. They're the only other people that have access to my channel. Your address is somewhere in the shrine, it's Shire, because you're a hobbit. Yes, of course. Dinah, however you say your name, retired in 1993, but I think she could always make a cameo. Yeah, and that's the thing, because, you know, if she retired in 93, because, I mean, she's not, she was in the original series, so she's a little on the older side. So if she retired in 93, I would say respect that. But, you know, if you offered her a cameo and she took it, that'd be cool. Thomas says, so after we annihilated Cargo, I assume you mean Karoga, and Mr. Druin donated $5, thank you, and says, recover quickly. I will do my very best, Jeffrey, and thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. So what was it? Oh, after we annihilated, I assume Karoga, they get 1 ship to bring over. Bird gets admin, and now our only source of info is your surgery. Forget an election, we need a coup. Well, first of all, Bird is an admin, and you know, Thomas, that was something Bird and I worked out before the negotiation over the surrender, is that Bird and I both have admin powers, which means that there is nothing in the game that I can do that Bird can't, and vice versa. All right, so that kind of holds us accountable to that. Now, Bird also, but we also, Bird and I are the only ones that have that level of power. So if weird things start happening, the only people to point the finger at are me and Bird. And I want it that simple because because Bird and I trust each other, at least in real life. Obviously, Anti-Tracker and BIRDOPREY hate each other, but Joe and Michael are good friends. So, but the main thing is I just wanted to make sure that there was a balanced and unbiased seat of power there, so I don't think that it would be fair if I was the only admin and I was on one team. That would not be fair. Let's see. The $6.32 man. Well, a bit more, like I said, probably about the $8,000 man. I think that would be, yeah. Hero Collectomy sounds like something Marvel's Gathering of Marvel's Finest. Yeah, it's HEMI, H-E-M-I. Like, think of Hemi. If you die, I'm unsubscribing. Well, Stan Lee, I won't blame you. I promise I will not blame you one bit if you unsub because of my untimely death. Nathan says, good evening, Mr. Anti-Tracker. How are we today? I am anxiously anticipating my surgery tomorrow. And in just a few minutes when I get off the live stream here, I'm going to try to find out when that said surgery will be. Let's see. Let's see. Don't let any of what I said make you think it wasn't cool at all. I even sent it to Rob. Wow. See, you're getting some props there if you sent it to Rob. That's awesome. 6 billion Karogan Alpaca Man. Well, that's a little closer, yes. Don't have anyone booked yet. All right, well, Midnight's Edge. Hit me up on Friday through Twitter, and if you want me on the show, if I'm capable of doing it, I would love to be on, just because I'm going to want to, I'm going to need distraction anyway. Mr. Trent says, liquid painkillers, not if you're on pain pills. Well, the problem is my doctor is one of those people that thinks that aspirin is a pain pill. Jason says, woo, drunk anti-drugger, I'll be partaking in the liquid courage also. Yes, it will definitely be necessary. Thomas says, I wonder who should get your $1.99 tomorrow. Well, that's simple, Thomas. Just save it and give me, $3.98 on Friday. Shomer says, just take care of yourself. Don't force it if you're not up to it. Turkestan and Kurogans will be waiting to support you. I know, Shomer, and believe me, I understand that, right? That I am not going to, sacrifice my health to do a live stream. And if I am in agony and I simply can't function, yeah, I will take that into account. But I also understand that one of the best ways to heal is to push yourself past that, right? So if I'm capable of doing it, I will do it. But if I'm not capable of doing it, I will recognize that fact. Midnight says, I have to take off. Take care, everyone. I'll talk to you later, Trigger. All right, Midnight says, look forward to tonight, my friend. And then Sci-Fi Sith says, you possibly are going to be as high as a kite on the painkillers while being on your live stream in the hospital. That's possible, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do yet. So I will, hopefully be able to let you guys know. D. Newton says, good luck with surgery. My dad had a similar procedure last week, though he did end up having to spend the night. Yeah, and I know the funny thing is, there's a group, and Dr. Alex donated £5. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. I didn't catch what the remark said, but I'll read it in a couple of minutes when I get caught up. So, yeah, the doctors, there's a group for the Tennessee Orthopedic Alliance. They're the ones that are actually performing the surgery. There's a group, I think there's like about 10 doctors there. And when we went to the surgery orientation class, they were saying, okay, so all of you guys will stay 1 to 2 days in the hospital, except for you. And he pointed at me because I was the only one that was being done by Dr. Ruth. Not that Dr. Ruth. This is Dr. Ruth, R-O-U-T-H. Why it's not Routh, I don't know, but it's Dr. Ruth. And Dr. Ruth is a man. But Dr. Ruth doesn't believe in having people stay the night at the hospital and doesn't believe in lots of painkillers. Not a big fan of that, but I also understand his reputation is incredible. He's very skilled. He's a young guy, and so he's into like pushing the boundaries and stuff. I'm going to do everything I can, but it's not going to be comfy. Let's see. Now I got lost. BIRDOPREY says, number one thing to happen is hacking of hospital computer system and listing you as a sex exchange operation. Well, if that happens, well, I will not enjoy having lady parts. I will enjoy the huge amount of money that I'll get out of the lawsuit. Enter, are you allowed to use mobile phones in hospitals? In the UK, you're not. Yes and no. You're not allowed, and they actually did talk about this in the orientation class. They say you can use your mobile device, but you cannot take pictures or video of anybody other than yourself. So, like your nurse, your doctor, so because that would be violating their privacy. So, like, I could hold the phone to my face and talk to you guys, but unfortunately, I can't, like, introduce you to my nurse or my doctor or anything like that. Too many bloody rules about what you can and can't do in a UK hospital. Sounds like it. You should make your new superhero name Rant-Man. Well, there you go. Instead of Ant-Man. It sounds like Scooby-Doo saying Ant-Man. Rant-Man. Let's see. Cell phones are banned in most Minnesota hospitals, or Michigan or Maine or whatever MN is. I hate state abbreviations. Mental note, don't send Antrigger any frivolous messages until after Friday. Got it. Yes. Then you can send all the frivolous messages you want, but I'll still ignore them. Mr. Mouse says you could do bed live stream like BIRDOPREY does, and take his time slot too. I might have to do that, and then BIRDOPREY will have to, you know, actually get out of bed. And Shomer says, do you think when a pig gets laryngitis, he should be called disgruntled? Some people have a YouTube story thing where they can post a quick update and it says, stays there for a certain amount of time, then it's gone, similar to an Instagram story, Facebook story. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not one of those some people. I don't know why, but I don't get to post stuff like that, even though, yeah. Dr. Ox says, how far down the list was I? You were right after the dog-faced boy from the Paradise Syndrome. Jeffrey, there's this $5 says recover quickly. Thank you, my friend. I truly appreciate it. As Hack Me also says speedy recovery. Says Andrew, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually kind of hoping the Midnight's Edge could do an anti-tracker surgery update video in the excellent style they do entertainment coverage. Well, they certainly could, but yeah, I don't think Midnight's Edge would want to dedicate. I mean, keep in mind, there's Midnight's Edge and Midnight's Edge After Dark, right? So Midnight's Edge is like 120,000 subscribers. I'm sure they have better things to do than to worry about the status of my surgery. And I know that those guys are always very busy trying to put stuff together. So I wouldn't put that on them, mainly because I know how crazy busy those guys are. I wish I was busy in the way that they are, because then I wouldn't worry about going back to work. If you die, can I have access to your channel? I'll consider it, Miles. I will consider it. I'll let you know after I die. Sending best wishes and thoughts for tomorrow, friend. Here's to a speedy recovery. Thank you, Captain. And if you do unfortunately die, then I definitely won't be watching another one of these live streams. That's true. That is 100% true. And Dr. Ox says 5 pounds, says 5 English pounds of cartilage for ye. Also written, typed up, and almost finished editing episode 2 of Doctor Season 12. So, Turtis, please. See, there you go. What is up with you guys? I can't get you guys to just give me the number. You know, that's what you're supposed to do, is just give me the freaking number so that I don't have to go to the list and look up the freaking number, which is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to antitracker.com and then general discussion, and then known super chats by number, and I will find, where is Turtis, Brown Lantern, Doctor Who, wait, is this right, is number 9. Remember that, Dr. Alex, number 9.
Wait, is this right?
Yeah. So, let me go back. There we go. Mr. Miles says, I'm sure you don't need any more pounds. Haha, very funny, jerk. Aberjab says, He-Man Collectomy. See, sounds like a gathering of the attorney's finest. There's an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where William Shatner gets high on gas at a dentist. I don't remember that. Wow. Darren says, you're getting Dr. Ruth. What else are they replacing? Hopefully nothing. If anything horrible should happen to Anti-Tracker and he can no longer stream, I expect Mr. Miles to use his editing magic to CGI Anti-Tracker in future videos. Dr. Ox says, did your doctor play Superman? No, not Brandon Routh, but yeah. And Darth Maul says, does Dr. It's R-O-U-T-H, does Dr. Ruth have a baby? Not that I know of, but I didn't ask him. And Tom says, well, you have plenty of time to watch stuff we sent you. Maybe. No, I wouldn't think that Dr. Ruth was a man until you said, yeah, I know. Your doctor or nurse should like the media attention you offer them in your YouTube live stream. Well, you would think so, but the hospital policy is to not violate people's privacy, so I will respect that. You and BIRDOPREY can do a joint bed life split screen stream. We could. Rosetta's got to get going. Stay positive and heal well. Thank you, Rosetta. Take care and look forward to seeing you again. Mr. Miles says you should just print out the list and leave it next to your streaming PC at all times. You know, I'm probably going to have to do that. I will let you know after I die. Anti-Tricker will haunt Mr. Miles. Confirmed. Absolutely true. It's not fair that certain social media sites or apps only let you use features if you have a certain number of followers or meet guidelines. I agree. I think it's stupid. Says, when no one knows the number, I assume they meant 23. And Dr. Alex says, 9! No, I can't remember that. That was really bad. Jay says, I had a customer walk in, missed you reading my last comment. No worries, though. Best of luck tomorrow. That's all right, Jason. You take care, my friend. There's going to be an emptiness for the rest of the week over here. I want you to know. I can't wait for Friday. Well, thank you, Darren. Like I said, I'll try to do something tomorrow. I'm just not promising because I don't know how I'm going to feel. And I also don't know what time I'm going to get home. Let's see. Dr. Alex, the question you should ask the Anti-Tricker is, are you above or below Michael Burnham? Then you know where you really stand. Yeah, that would have been a better question. But the answer, he was tied with Michael Burnham. Random thought for Super Chats. What about a scrolling bar on the bottom with all the chats listed? I've tried stuff like that. The problem is that the screen gets so cluttery, and I don't, you know, and I actually, for a while, I had over here a list of all the Super Chats. I've tried, you know, we've had a news ticker, we've done all sorts of stuff, but it just clutters things up, and the screen is already cluttery enough because it's so disorganized back here, and I need to fix that. Let's see. Paranormal activity got big, so would your channel? Oh, yeah, if I was haunting Mr. Miles, that's true. In order to let someone know after you died, you record the message, then after you die, you send it to them. Well, that's another way to do it, but yeah. Ruth, not Ruth, stupid phone. That's okay. Dr. Baby Ruth is better than Dr. Butterfinger. Ah, gotcha. Now it makes sense. Enter, you and BIRDOPREY should do a joint bed live stream like Bert and Ernie from the same bed. Well, except that I'm not going to New York, and I don't think he's coming down here, so that's not going to happen. Commander Shutter says, Enter, congratulations on making 2 years with this channel. I'm celebrating my 2 years with my girlfriend on the 13th. Off I go to investigate rocks and precious metals. Have a good one. Awesome, Commander Shutter. And by the way, don't forget, next week is Trek Yard's 5th anniversary. They're going to do a big live stream on next Thursday, I believe, and I will be there. So next Thursday, I will be a guest on Trek Yards, assuming I don't die tomorrow, and you know, celebrate their 5 years on the interwebs. Can you not just print the list of Super Chat animations out, and then you can just look at the list to find them quicker? I could, but you know, is it really asking that much for you guys to know which one you want? Come on. Average Amp says, personally, I try to be compassionate, but I think taking tomorrow off is a lame idea. Are you getting the same procedure that Worf had when he broke his back? In all seriousness, I wish you the best and hope the doctor doesn't graduate from Kuroga U. Well, yeah, I already verified his credentials. He is not Kurogan. And we actually, because being the duly elected president of Kurdistan, it was actually an obligation of the Secret Service to verify that going back 5 generations in his family that there are no Kurogans, because, yeah, we got to be careful of that kind of thing. And Mr. Miles says, by the way, this is my 4th anniversary of quitting cigarettes. It was on the 1st. Awesome, Mr. Miles. Congratulations, my friend. Good habit to quit, for sure. And so with that, I am going to wrap things up here, guys, because I got a lot to try and get done today, because tomorrow I ain't getting crap done. And except for getting cut open. And so with that, guys, take care. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for the 2 awesome years. And if not tomorrow, well, don't forget, Midnight's Edge After Dark tonight. If you're free, join us. I'm sure we'll have fun. We almost always do. Other than that, see you guys on Friday.